this. Uh, Good morning, everybody. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Yes. He's trying to put me on the spot, and I've been trying not to bring it. In fact, your prayer really worked to track me down. I'm supposed to speak on photography, but I think let me just share my story, or let me say a bit of my story. For first, my name is Gustam Lines, and by the grace of God, I'm a photographer. I own a photography outfit. We've been in business for close to 15 years now. And a brief history of myself. I have always wanted to have a camera. Always wanted to have a camera. But my budget. But because of the family I grew up in, I didn't have the luxury of having one for myself. I remember the first time I tried to venture into this camera ish was in I think 93. Yes, I was saving my first venture. I was saving for a camera. Then back then, and my mom came back one day and said, yes, she saw camera and they sell it for 200 naira. And I was like, oh, okay. I needed this. I need to purchase this. But to get a camera. I got this camera. The first job I'm getting, they're pricing me 6,000. Like, what insult is this one? But someone else told me then, that someone else I listened to, some of the mentors, he said it's not about the money. Produce good job first. Let people see your work. I said, okay, I'll do the job. I got there that day. I saw convoy everywhere. Guests, they were coming for the event. Introduction. They were coming with convoy. I was like, this is going to cheat me. But I said, okay, since we already accepted, let me do it. I did the job. She saw it. She loved the job. She said, okay. Your work is good. I'll call you again. She called me again for her birthday. She said, come and shoot my birthday. This time I'll pay 5,000. I said, the last one you paid me 6,000. So now you pay me 5,000. He said, yes, I want to. Well, I did the job. I think that was the lowest she ever paid me. Because after that other job, my fame started spreading. And that was how, by the time she called me for the third job, my work made it to Bella Niger back then in 2012. And that was the beginning of my story. At that point, I started getting calls from London, from places. I wanted to do my wedding. This is how I want my wedding. I was shooting weddings of high profile clients that on a normal day, and like I said initially, what set me apart was then most photographers, you need their phone number to get to them. For me, I had a website. So people outside the country can just go through my website. I had a website, which no people didn't have at that point. I was like a step ahead of almost all the photographers in town as of that time. I had a website, I had my BlackBerry, my BBM pin, so it was easier for people to reach me. And coupled with my work now being featured on Bella Niger, it was the beginning of the end. No? That was my stepping stone. No, I swear. Jesus. That was my stepping stone to greater heights. Yes. And what else? Yeah, just making it so. There's a lot of sorry, he didn't give me guidelines, and I'm just saying seriously, there's a lot of stories and a lot of experience, but I don't want to bore you guys with my story. So see, like, yeah.
Q&A, they can ask you so that they can really benefit. So this is the time where we ask questions. So if you have questions for Seventh Day Prayer, this is the time to pick his brain.
Okay. Good morning, sir. What you said, you mentioned two things. You said you wanted to be a doctor, and you also love camera. And I want to ask you. You did mention where you went and learned how to capture or video anyone. Is it that you are born with it, or there's someone that coached you?
Okay. Someone coached me, but my story is a bit different because, despite the fact I love doing this thing or I love cameras, I um, back then there was no training schools like now. There's no training schools, and moreover, then the best photo studio in town then was Photo Finesse. The cameras they had just two digital cameras, which was D60, Nikon D60. The camera I learned with was Nikon D80, which was higher than theirs. Now, like our paths just crossed. This man, he works with Shell. He loves photography. He traveled abroad. He bought a camera. He came to church. I was in church with them with him. He was taking pictures, and people, but he was also a pastor, so he didn't have time. So, and I was someone I was interested in it. And I'm like, okay, sir, I love this thing. No, so there, I'll be taking pictures in church. These are to press. You press here, you snap here, you do this, and that was it. Now, because of his own training and background, he has books on photography. And because he bought books on photography, he will always share the books with us, which is his protege. Like, okay, look at this, read this book, do it like this, do it like this. Now, that is for that aspect, for me to learn how to use the camera. When I became a wedding photographer, there is a part I didn't share. I did a wedding. That wedding I did, the first wedding I did, I took my work to Bella Nigeria in 2012. Everybody loved the pictures. Everybody said, wow, this is beautiful. When the bride saw the pictures, she told me, I regretted giving you my wedding. That's what she said. And I was so depressed. Because everybody loved the picture. Everybody was like, oh, I love the picture. But she said, I regretted giving you my wedding. Why was this? Why didn't you shoot like this? Why did you not to shoot a wedding? Wait,